Good afternoon once again, and welcome to the fifth edition of Agile Masterclasses from Agility Startup. So we are in the fifth edition already, and you're very welcome and glad to see all of you here today. Today our topic is Masterclasses from Agility Startup. So today our topic is based on agile project management for entrepreneurs. So we're looking at agile project management for entrepreneurs. So that will be our topic. We'll be going into the transformative power of agile principles in project management, specifically tailored for startups. So that's our main focus. So agile methodologies do offer a very dynamic approach to project management, enabling startups to navigate uncertainties, adapt to changing requirements, and deliver value to customers in a way that is efficient. And so in today's session, we'll go into exploring agile project management in terms of how it is different from traditional project management. As entrepreneurs, you are accustomed to navigating through uncertainty, rapidly changing market conditions, and evolving customer demands. So agile project management offers a framework that is perfectly suited to addressing all of these issues. These challenges by fostering adaptability, collaboration, and iterative progress. So today we are going to look at some of those key principles and how they apply. The three key principles that are part of the Agile framework: adaptability, collaboration, and iterative progress. So that's what we are going to look at today. And we're going to look at some of the key questions that are crucial in this. We're going to look at for example, some of the key questions: what are the fundamental principles of agile project management and how do they benefit startups? How can project agile methodologies enable startups to embrace change and uncertainty in their project management processes? So we're going to look at all of these key elements today. So what are the key differences as well between traditional project management approaches and agile project management, and why are these differences significant for startups? So these are some of the points that we are going to look at. The fourth is how can startups effectively implement agile project management practices within the organizations, and what are the potential challenges that they may face. So these are some of the key issues we are going to look at today. So the key question then is, what is agile methodology? Agile methodology is a set of principles and practices that are designed to embrace change, promote collaboration, and deliver value incrementally. And of course, as we have looked at the past classes or the past master classes, we understand that the agile methodology actually was originally developed for software development and now has been widely adopted across various industries, including project management for startups, which is what we are going to look at. So what are some of the key principles? Three key set of principles that we are going to look at. One, embracing change. Agile methodologies recognizes that change is inevitable in any project. So instead of resisting change, agile teams welcome it as an opportunity to refine the approach, respond to evolving requirements, and deliver better outcomes. Promoting collaboration. Collaboration is at the heart of the Agile methodology. Agile teams emphasize open communication, cross-functional collaboration, and shared ownership of project goals. So by working closely, team members can leverage the diverse skills and perspectives to drive innovation and problem solving. This is a crucial element. Delivering value incrementally. Agile promotes the incremental delivery of value to stakeholders. So rather than waiting until the end of a project to deliver a final product, Agile teams prioritize the delivery of small, manageable increments of functionality. And of course, this approach allows stakeholders to provide feedback early and often, ensuring that the final product meets their needs and expectations. So, of course, even though the Agile methodology originally was developed within the software environment, of course, it's now across various industries. Of course, in the software development environment, using Scrum, Kanban, and Extreme Programming, originally developed for software development projects, the iterative and collaborative project process has changed the way that software development software is designed, developed, and delivered, leading to faster time to market, and of course, higher quality products. So this process in and of itself is also part of other traditional um, uh, sectors that you would describe in project management, for example. And agile principles have been widely adopted in project management across various industries, including construction, marketing, healthcare, and finance. Startups in particular benefit from Agile's flexibility and adaptability, allowing them to navigate uncertainties, pivot quickly, as we spoke last week, as well as deliver value to customers in a market that is rapidly changing. So we're going to look at some of the key components of the Agile methodology. For example, iterative planning is a crucial part of it. Agile projects are planned and executed in short iterations and sprints. Second is continuous feedback through the Agile teams. Agile teams regularly solicit feedback from stakeholders, and of course, and team members as well. So team members and the Scrum team incorporate feedback early enough so that they can course correct and mitigate risk. The third, of course, is iterative delivery. So Agile emphasizes the iterative delivery of working software or tangible deliveries at the end of each sprint. And the incremental approach, of course, allows teams to demonstrate progress, gather feedback, and of course, make adjustments as needed. So if we look at a key element, part of the basic framework of Agile, which is the Agile framework, the Agile manifesto and principles, these are a crucial part of it. Let's look at, if you have your workbook, you can follow the class in your workbook as well. You can follow it in your handbook, so you can follow the masterclass iteratively as well. So Agile Manifesto and Principles. The Agile Manifesto serves as a foundational document for Agile developments, outlining 4 key values and 12 principles that guide the Agile practitioners in their approach to software development and project management. So some of the key values we are going to look at. Key values individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Agile prioritizes the importance of people and their interactions over rigid processes and tools. This value emphasizes the significance of effective communication, collaboration, and teamwork within Agile teams. So this is a valuable principle that is crucial in actually working effectively within Agile teams. So the second key value, of course, is working solutions over comprehensive documentation. Agile values work in software or tangible deliverables over extensive documentation, as we see in other traditional project development approaches. So this encourages teams to focus on delivering functional solutions that actually address customer needs rather than getting bogged down in documentation and processes. So customer collaboration and contract negotiation. Agile emphasizes the importance of collaboration with customers and stakeholders throughout the development process. And the fourth, of course, is responding to change over following a plan. Agile embraces change as a natural and inevitable part of the development process. So instead of rigidly adhering to a predetermined plan, Agile teams remain flexible and adaptable, responding to changing requirements and priorities as they arise. And so some of the things that we can look at, for example, the key principles of the Agile Manifesto, the four key principles we look at is satisfying the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. That is the first. The second is welcoming change requirements even late in the development process so that projects and ideas can be implemented as the software or the project is being developed. And that solves some of the cost issues that can happen at the end. The third is delivering working software frequently with a preference to the shortest time scale. And so here, when we refer to software, of course, that really looks at the IT sector, but this actually applies to every other sector. So if you're doing if you're doing a marketing a plan, a marketing process, all of these principles are applicable as well. And the fourth is business people and developers must work together to deliver throughout the project. So all of these are very, very crucial elements in the development process. So what are some of the key principles in applying Agile principles to project management? The four key elements: embracing change and adaptability, prioritizing customer collaboration and feedback, iteratively delivering value to stakeholders, and fostering a culture of transparency, trust, and continuous improvement. So embracing change and adaptability. So when we are focusing on the Agile principle of embracing change and adaptability, we are discussing how startups can create a culture that welcomes change as an opportunity for growth and innovation. So by acknowledging that requirements are likely to evolve throughout a project, entrepreneurs can encourage teams to remain flexible and responsive. So in the handbook, you will look at how we explore some of the strategies for mitigating the risk that are associated with change and fostering a mindset that really sees change as a natural part of the development process. The second is prioritizing customer collaboration and feedback. So this emphasizes the importance of customer collaboration and feedback in Agile project management. We highlight the significance of involving customers and stakeholders throughout the project lifecycle to ensure that the final product meets their needs and expectations. So that by actively soliciting feedback and incorporating it into the development process, startups can increase customer satisfaction and reduce the likelihood of project failure. And so part of this is looking at some of the tools and the techniques that facilitate effective communication and collaboration, especially for startups that are within the seed phase, simply starting up. It's a crucial element that this collaboration and feedback is important. For example, market testing, ensuring that the product goes into the market and to be able to receive feedback from customers, and then doing pivoting again to ensuring that the process is well managed. The third is iteratively delivering value to stakeholders. So part of the agile practice of iteratively delivering value to stakeholders really provide benefits of breaking down projects into smaller manageable increments in order to deliver value to stakeholders in a way that is frequent and incremental and progressive, more or less. So the idea really then is to get a product to the market, not wait till the product is completely done, but develop in such a way that the pieces of it can be valuable to customers in the short term, so that in the long term, a whole complete set of project or products is useful to consumers. So rather than waiting for 6 months to provide value, value can be provided every week to consumers in a way that is realistic. And the fourth is fostering a culture of transparency, trust, and continuous improvement. So, fostering a culture of transparency, trust, and improvement within agile teams discusses really the importance of creating an environment where team members feel comfortable sharing ideas, asking questions, and providing feedback. So, by promoting transparency and trust, startups can foster collaboration, creativity, and innovation within their teams through the various either Scrum or Kanban processes. For example, the daily startup meetings and the information processes that go through within the team to ensure that the role of different perspectives are brought into play. So some key questions that can be asked given in this section where, say, for example, on embracing change and adaptability, how can entrepreneurs create a culture that embraces change and encourage teams to adapt quickly to evolving requirements? You can check all of some of these questions in the handbook as well. So when we look at, say, the agile project planning process, what does it emphasize? Some of the key elements that it emphasizes. Agile project planning is centered around the principles or the three key principles of iteration, incremental planning, and value delivery. By breaking down the project into manageable chunks and focusing on delivering value incrementally, agile teams can actually adapt to changing requirements and deliver high quality results more effectively. And so in this section, we are going to look at three key elements that are crucial in this: user stories, process prioritization techniques, and sprints. So what does user stories look at? User stories are concise, simple descriptions of desired functionality from the perspective of the end user. So they kind of capture the who, what, and why of a feature, specific feature, or a requirement. And they help teams understand the user needs and priorities, and prioritizing effective products. So user stories are usually written collaboratively by stakeholders, customers, and team members, and serve as a foundation for planning and executing agile projects. So if you look at some of the prioritization techniques, prioritization is a crucial aspect of agile project planning. Why is this? It ensures that the most valuable features and tasks are addressed first. Agile teams use various prioritization techniques, such as the Moscow prioritization, the value-based prioritization, and the Kano analysis to rank features based on customer value, project goals, and other factors. It is crucial to understand as well that prioritization helps teams focus their efforts on delivering the highest value items early in the project in order to maximize return on investment and customer satisfaction. Because that is actually the aim of the prioritization process, is to ensure that the consumers actually receive the highest value in the process. And sprints, of course, are time box iterations, typically lasting 1 to 4 weeks, really depending on the specific kind of projects. And this is where the agile teams and the scrum teams, they work on a set of prioritized tasks or user stories. So each sprint then begins with a sprint planning meeting where the team selects items from the product backlog to work on during the sprint. The team then collaborates to define the task required to complete each item and estimates the effort required. And so throughout the sprint, the team meets daily for short, focused, stand-up meetings to track progress, discuss any obstacles, and adjust plans as needed. And so at the end of the sprint, the team delivers a working increment of the product ready for review by stakeholders. And so in the handbook, you're also going to see some key questions that will be useful to review, as well as additional resources for private study. So what are some of the key elements in the Agile project execution? 3 key elements. So Agile project execution is characterized by a focus on collaboration, adaptability, and continuous delivery. By working in short iterative cycles and delivering value at the end of each sprint, agile teams can respond to changing requirements, minimize risk, as well as deliver high quality results more effectively. And so some of the key aspects of the agile project execution include a key element in focus on collaboration, emphasis on adaptability, as well as continuous delivery of value. So we can look at some of these key elements in the handbook as well. And the 4th key element actually that can also be mentioned is there is a practices to ensure transparency, alignment, and quality. This is one of the key elements that we look at. Agile project execution relies on a set of practices and ceremonies to ensure transparency, alignment, and quality throughout the project. Daily stand-up meetings provide opportunities for team members to synchronize their efforts, discuss progress, and identify any obstacles. Continuous integration and testing practices ensure that changes are integrated smoothly and validated against acceptance criteria, maintaining the integrity and quality of the product. So these are some of the key elements in Agile project execution. And some of the very familiar elements of this as well is a Scrum framework. And what does this mean and what does it imply? The Scrum framework stands as one of the most, and of course, well-known agile methodologies for project management that offers a structured approach to iterative development, continuous improvement, and team collaboration. At its core, Scrum defines roles, ceremonies, and artifacts that guide teams through the project life cycle. So we can quickly look at some of the key roles in Scrum: the Scrum Master, the Product Owner, and the development team. The Scrum Master serves as a servant leader who facilitates the Scrum process, removing impediments and fostering a culture of continuous improvement within the team. And the product owner represents the voice of the customer, prioritizing the product backlog, defining user stories, and ensuring that the team actually delivers value aligned with the business objectives. And the development team consists of the cross-functional members responsible for delivering working increments of the product during each sprint. And it would also be interesting to look at some of the Scrum events or the Scrum ceremonies or ceremonies in Scrum, depending on how you address it, but it really comes into play as well. So this sprint planning at the beginning of each sprint, the team conducts a sprint planning meeting to select teams from the product, to select items from the product backlog and define the tasks required to complete them. And of course, the daily stand-up meetings, also known as the daily scrums, that provide opportunity for team members to synchronize their efforts, discuss progress, and identify any obstacles. And the sprint review at the end of each sprint, the team holds a sprint review meeting to demonstrate the working improvement, the working increment of the product to stakeholders and to gather feedback. And of course, the sprint retrospective that allows the team to reflect on the outcomes of the sprint, identify areas for improvement, and of course, define action items for the next sprint. And on the diagram, you would also, on the framework, of course, you have the artifacts in Scrum, the product backlog, the sprint backlog, and the increment. All those are crucial elements in the framework, in the Scrum framework. It would also be interesting to look at the Kanban method. The Kanban method offers an agile approach that is centered around visualizing work, limiting work in progress, WIP, and optimizing flow. Originally from manufacturing practices in Toyota, Kanban has been adapted and, of course, widely used across various industries to streamline processes, enhance efficiency, and foster continuous improvement. So visualizing work, what does that mean? So central to the Kanban method is a concept of visualizing work using a Kanban board. Kanban board is a visual representation of the workflow, typically divided into columns, representing different stages, as you would see on the indications. Limiting work in progress. Kanban advocates for limiting the amount of work in progress at any given time in order to prevent bottlenecks, reduce multitasking, and greatly improve the overall project flow. So you can read more in the handbook as well, and very useful key principles that we are looking at. So lean principles. Lean principles really do serve as a complementary framework to agile project management that focuses on efficiency, value delivery, and waste reduction. Originating from the Toyota production system, lean principles have been adapted and integrated into various industries to streamline processes, enhance productivity, and drive continuous improvement. And when combined with agile methodologies, lean principles do provide a very holistic approach to project management that emphasizes delivering maximum value to customers while minimizing waste and efficiency. So the three key elements that we are going to look at is efficiency and value delivery. Lean principles emphasize the importance of maximizing efficiency and delivering value to customers by focusing on activities that directly contribute to customer value and eliminating known value added tasks. Teams can then be able to optimize their processes and deliver high quality results more effectively. Lean actually encourages teams to continuously seek ways to improve efficiency, reduce cycle times, and enhance customer satisfaction. Eliminating waste. Central to the lean principles, of course, is a concept of eliminating waste or any activity that does not add value to the customer. Examples of waste in project management, as could be discussed and looked at various elements, overproduction, for example, excess inventory, unnecessary motion, it means a repetitive task that may not even be necessary even within the production process, waiting time, and of course defects. Defects sometimes, well, cannot be avoided, but the lean process ensures that this process is reduced to the bare minimum. So lean encourages teams really to identify and eliminate waste in a way that is systematic, freeing up resources and capacity to really focus on value-added activities. And maximizing value, obviously, is a crucial part of it. So lean principles really do prioritize maximizing value for customers by delivering products and services that meet their needs and expectations. Value is defined from the perspective of the customer that encompasses um, uh, features, quality, functionality, and usability. The product has to meet the quality standards not only of the user, well, meeting the quality of the user is a starting point to actually ensuring that the process meets those qualities. Functionality, the product needs to be usable and functional to the consumer. And the third, of course, is usability. Not only functionality, that the various features of the products actually work the way they're supposed to work, but that the product is actually useful to the customers. So those are three key elements, and there are some elements that can also be looked at within the context of lean. So what does agile estimation techniques looks at? The agile estimation techniques play a crucial role in helping teams forecast and plan project activities effectively. So by providing estimates for the size, effort, and duration, three key elements that are crucial there, size, effort, and duration of the task, agile teams can really make informed decisions, prioritize work, and manage stakeholder expectations. And so some of the various key techniques that are examined in the handbook, some of the very popular estimation techniques, planning poker, t-shirt sizing and relative estimation, emphasizes collaboration, accuracy, and simplicity. So we're going to look at some of those. So agile estimation techniques are really fundamental tools within the agile project management framework, and of course facilitates the team's ability to foresee and strategize project activities with precision and clarity. So, but at the heart of the agile estimation techniques lies the principle of collaboration. Techniques like planning, poker, as I've mentioned, um, uh, it really enables teams to come together to share insights, experiences, and perspectives. So it's true collaboration. So in a way to summarize the agile estimation techniques, agile estimation techniques really do serve as valuable tools for teams and really helps them to focus and plan projects in advance in several different ways. So what are some of the tools that are well known? So agile management tools are indispensable. They are very important assets that bolster and enhances, more or less, enhances the agile practices by streamlining collaboration, monitoring progress, and visualizing work across teams. So these tools really do serve as digital workspaces where team members can plan, prioritize, and track tasks that are that also goes to ensure transparency, efficiency, and alignment throughout the project lifecycle. So several different tools, of course. Jira is well known, Trello, Asana, and there are different other tools that can be seen within the framework. So we can look at some of the key elements, some of the key tools that are quite useful. So scaling agile. So scaling agile beyond small teams presents very unique challenges that demand specialized frameworks and strategies to maintain agility while accommodating larger organizational structures and complexities. At Agility Startup, we have developed frameworks which we are going to share. We have developed frameworks that really aims at scaling agile. But some of the traditional frameworks we can look at today, these frameworks offer a very structured approach to scaling agile practice across teams, multiple teams, ensuring alignment, coordination, and of course collaboration at scale. So some of the prominent frameworks, of course, that are known within the field is SAFe, the Scaled Agile Framework, the Large Scale Scrum, and Nexus. Some of the key frameworks that I use. So scaling agile beyond small teams represents a very significant shift in organizational dynamics, as it were, requiring a tailored approach to addressing some of the complexities that arise when multiple teams collaborate on large scale projects. And so these three key frameworks really enables agile to be scaled in a way that is adaptable to any environment. For example, SAFe, Scaled Agile Framework, is one of the most widely adopted frameworks for scaling agile practices in large organizations. SAFe provides a very comprehensive and customizable approach to scaling agile that offers guidance on portfolio management, program execution, and emphasizes principles such as linked thinking, alignment, transparency, and flow. It kind of incorporates all of what we have discussed earlier. LESS, which is a large scale Scrum, is another framework that focuses on scaling agile practices using the principles and practices of Scrum. So it promotes simplicity, transparency, and empirical process control, leveraging the core principles of Scrum to really coordinate the efforts of multiple teams that work on the same products or initiatives. And Nexus, of course, is a framework that is specifically designed for scaling Scrum beyond individual teams to large-scale product development initiatives. So we can look at some more details at some point in terms of some of the systems that are being used to scale in Scrum. So agile metrics and reporting. So agile metrics and key performance indicators, KPIs, serve as invaluable tools for agile teams and organizations to measure performance, track progress, and identify areas for improvement throughout the project lifecycle. And so by leveraging these metrics, teams can really gain valuable insight into their productivity, efficiency, and of course, overall health of their projects, enabling them, of course, to make data-driven decisions and continuously enhance their processes. So, what are some of the importance of agile metrics? They play a crucial role, of course, in providing visibility and transparency into the performance of agile teams and projects. And unlike traditional project management metrics, which really focus primarily on output and milestones, agile metrics really focus on outcomes, collaboration, and delivering customer value. And of course, the metrics really do help the teams assess their effectiveness in delivering value to customers, adapt to changing environments, of course, and continuously improve their processes. are some of the key agile metrics we can look at. They provide insight, of course, into different aspects of team productivity, workflow efficiency, and the project health. Velocity is one of those. Velocity measures the amount of work completed by a team in a sprint or iteration and helps teams to forecast future progress and assess their capacity for delivering work. Second is lead time. Lead time measures the time taken from the initiation of the work to completion. It provides insight into the overall efficiency of the workflow and helps teams identify bottlenecks and areas for improvement. Cycle time, of course, cycle time measures the time taken to complete individual tasks or user stories. It helps teams really understand the pace of work and identify opportunities to streamline their processes and reduce delays. Rundown charts, the rundown charts visualize the progress of work over time, showing the remaining work against the project timeline, and help teams really track progress, identify trends, and make adjustments to achieve the project goals. Cumulative flow diagrams visualize a flow of work through different stages of the workflow, highlighting bottlenecks, work in progress limits, and of course, cycle time variability. So it is essential to use all of these metrics in a judicious way so that teams can also contextualize the various tools that are necessary in the various projects that the team is working on. But the key question here as well is the leadership involvement in ensuring that the agile process really works. So if you're looking at agile leadership, and culture is a crucial area in this. Agile leadership plays a very key role in shaping organizational culture and driving the successful adoption of agile methodologies. In the previous masterclasses, we looked at agile leadership. So what does it mean, an agile culture? An agile culture is characterized by trust, empowerment, collaboration, and relentless efforts on delivering value to customers. Those are key elements of the agile culture. But the agile culture does not develop on its own. There is need for leadership to ensuring that the culture actually is adopted and developed throughout the organization. So that even for startups, that is something that begins at a very essential level, at the seat level. So agile leaders really do embody or ought to embody these values and to serve as champions of agile principles, guiding the teams and organizations through the transformational change and fostering an environment where individuals and innovative ideas really do flourish. So what are some of the key roles then of agile leadership? So the agile leaders are supposed to be catalysts for change, inspiring the teams to actually embrace agile values and practices and create a culture of trust and safety, more or less. Second is promoting agile values. Agile leaders champion the core values of agile, including individuals and interactions, over processes and tools, working solutions over comprehensive documentation, and all of those key elements that define agile. That is one of the rules of the agile leader. Removing obstacles and empowering teams. Agile leaders serve as servant leaders, removing obstacles and impediments that hinder team productivity and creativity, and so to ensure that there is a supportive and empowering environment where the teams can flourish. So these are key areas of the agile leader. So what does agile transformation mean? Agile transformation represents a very profound shift in organizational mindsets, culture, and practices that really aims at embracing agile principles and methodologies across the organization, which involves not just implementing agile practices within individual teams, but fostering an entire culture of agility, collaboration, and continuous improvement at all levels of the organization. And so the key elements, of course, is the ability to adapt and to adopt agile principles and practices that is crucial, as well as looking at strategies for agile transformation, which is what we as agility startup work with organizations to do in terms of implementing change strategy, um, regulating stakeholder engagement, as well as building a culture of experimentation and continuous improvement. All of these are key elements um, of really looking at the agile transformation within an organization. So we'll look at some of the case studies of what we are talking about in terms of how the agile principles actually help some startups in their processes of development. So some of case studies, you can see it in the handbook. Spotify is a key element. Spotify, of course, is widely regarded as a pioneer in agile development that actually leveraged agile principles and practices to drive innovation and deliver value to its users in a very rapid way. We also look at Airbnb. The agile transformation journey really demonstrated how agile methodologies could really drive innovation and growth in the sharing economy. And you can find details of this in the handbook. Tesla's agile approach to product development and manufacturing really exemplified how the agile methodologies really enables growth and disruption in traditional industries, especially in a traditional industries such as the automotive industry. So we can look at some of the details and some of the exercises in the handbook. Quite useful to look at some of those examples. And so some of the key takeaways that we can look at as we come to the close of the masterclass today is agile project management enables entrepreneurs to embrace change and uncertainty, prioritize customer value and feedback, deliver value in an incremental and iterative way, as well as foster collaboration, transparency, and continuous improvement. So it's our hope at Agility Startup that as you embark on implementing agile project management in your startup, you would work to educate your teams on agile principles and practice. Start small with pilot projects to test the agile methodologies, gather feedback and iterate based on lessons learned, embrace a culture of continuous improvement and adaptability. And if you do need to work with consultants to work with you on this, Agility Startup is ready to work with you to develop some of these steps. If you have questions, you can set them up on the chat, or you can email us. You see our contact information at the end of the masterclass. But before we leave, Agility Startup and our partners, we are organizing an Agile Lean Summit coming up on Friday, 31st May. Signing up is free. Signing up is free. And we have the link. You can scan the code and sign up on our website as well, agileleansummit.com, or you can email us at info@agileleansummit.com or coach@agilitystartup.com. You can check out all the information that we have, and we definitely look forward to meeting you. And for questions, as I mentioned earlier, email us at coach@agilitystartup. So thank you for joining us today. We look forward to meeting you next week at the same time for the 6th edition of Agile Masterclass series. And if you have questions, as I mentioned, email us for details for the handbook as well as the workbook. So do have a good day and see you next week. Thanks for joining us.